we just give out information to the people that come by. They oftentimes say, hey, I'm looking for this person's quilt, or do you know if this person entered anything this year? And we have a big book and we can look it up and show them on our little map of the fair where those person's items are. And we're starting to run into traffic, but it's okay because we'll just get there when we get there. So today is the 7th day of the fair, and I have been working for like 10 days now on fair stuff, fair volunteer work. The first day that I worked was take-in day at I worked at the textiles quilt pre-check table. So we had everybody that was dropping off a quilt. We measured it to make sure it was the right perimeter. We put the tag on the correct place and made sure that it fit in the right category. And then if there were two quilters, if it was a 2-person quilt, we made sure to get the second person's name on there because they don't print that on the tag. You have to write that in specifically on the tag. And then I didn't work the Sunday that was day 2 drop off. I went and dropped off my things, and I dropped off 37 items in the textile department. Then I dropped off 5 fine arts and 1 or 2 hobby items. I was going to drop off some culinary and some vegetables, but I didn't get to those because I was exhausted. And at some point you have to say, okay, I'm done. So I did. And and then I worked hanging up quilts because they were judged on Monday, and then we hung them all up to display them on Tuesday. All of the quilts have to have a hanging sleeve. That was one of the other things we checked with the pre-check table. But they have to have a hanging sleeve so that they can hang to be displayed. We got them all up. The fair people are really wonderful at making things work. They can make something work. I've never met such driven people in my life. But we ran out of infrastructure to hang the quilts. They somehow found more. I mean, these people, like the fair had no more. They found more. And they hung up the quilts. After the volunteers had left, they continued hanging up quilts. Because we left, there was no more for us to do. We left, we came back, there was a whole nother section of quilts. So everything got hung up, and then I don't know what they did on Wednesday. That was supposed to be the vegetable drop-off day, but I was like, okay, I have one item that I'm thinking about turning in, and it was my cushaw, which is a type of squash pumpkin item. And I was like, I think this cushaw would be worth more to me if I ate it than if I turned it into the fair and let it rot, because I could win a ribbon with it. It would still rot. Everything all the vegetables at the state fair rot because they're there for like 10 or 15 days, and it gets disgusting by the end. So you don't want to eat anything that's been in there. So I was like, I'm just not going to turn it in. And then today I cooked it up. But then I happened to go to the fair on Thursday, the first day of the fair. I went as a fairgoer in the morning and checked out all my ribbons. I won 19 ribbons.
There's the wreck.
Oh my gosh, there's been a bunch of traffic and looks like they closed that entire part of the highway. No, they didn't. There's still one lane open. Okay, I hope nobody was hurt. Okay. But so I won 19 ribbons and my mom won 3 ribbons? 2 ribbons.
I think 2.
I think it was 3.
What's the fair?
I don't know. But
We'll have to find out.
anyways, we have been having a whole lot of fun. We'll have to go over and show what all we entered, and yeah, but today we're going, I'm volunteering, and then I won't have any time to walk around today, but my mom will be walking around, and I'm also going as a fairgoer on Friday, so I'll film something. It's the last day of the fair, and we are, it's the last flight of Crispy Critter, and now we are on our way. The Haunted Mansion.
It's like it's part of the fair. You go on the Haunted Mansion ride? Or it's part of Six Flags.
But
Hi there.
How you guys doing?
We are good. Thank you.
at the Kentucky Expedition Center. Expedition. Oh my gosh, we're on an expedition.
You're gonna need some edits.
Stop. So we're on our way to the 4-H Cloverville. 4-H is a like FFA for younger kids, and here in Kentucky they have a special section all for everything 4-H at the state fair, and it's called Cloverville, and we're here. They still look good, not much mold. Always love the preserves. Dried apples, pickles, jam. Maybe that's a salsa. Yeah. Yum. Got hams. Oh, that's so cute. This beautiful basket.
This person got the reserve championship.
There. It's the lily creature. Yeah, I bet they did. This is really cool. It's like wood. Made from hemp. Say bear gun. The indoor gardens at the fair are unreal.
Look at the wood chips on that one.
I know.
This one at 7.
gonna push him.
You look like you were crying.
Oh, the chicks have hatched. They always, every year, have a chick hatching exhibit.
10 days ago, they were tiny.
Yeah, 10 days ago, they were still eggs. This is an eastern black king snake, I think they said. Oh, I bet he is ready to go home. He's ready to be done. Entered the FFA land where they have all the hay and all the corn from these contests. I don't know what the different awards are for, and I don't know how they judge it, but it sure is cool. Say, why judge hay and how is hay judged? How good of a food source it will be for livestock. It is the end of the day at the fair. There are 45 minutes of fair time left before we break everything down. So we're gonna do a quick swirl around in the textiles department and show you a lot of the things that we entered. We might not get to all of it, but we'll get to the important things. All right, this is the lobby, and I do have some things out here, but probably not gonna go over them because they didn't get any ribbons. These are like the big winners of the quilts, and they're for different categories. So there's like group quilt, and then there's like quilt tops and patriotic quilt, and just some different ones. We'll go look at the patriotic quilt because it has beautiful quilting on it that I really loved. So this is the winner for patriotic quilt, and I just absolutely loved the quilting. Here is the textiles department. Sounds like they're gonna come over the intercom or something, but we'll walk over here and get to the fiber arts case. This one was, I think, my favorite quilt that was entered. To get up close to show the quilting on it. It's really cool how they did this. My blue ribbon winner, one of mine, is right here first. This is hand spun garment. This is Mom's. She won third. It is a purse that she wove with a continuous strand loom, and then she like jerry-rigged a loom to weave the strap. Like that's her own like mind work. That's her own technique. And that's yarn that I dyed. Aubergine Sunset was the name. Here's some table runners that I wove on a rigid heddle loom. And here's a scarf I wove on a rigid heddle loom. That's the Vera Felder technique. Yeah. Yeah, you can see the front of this cabinet. It's quite beautiful. All the things. Mom's, mine. This is mine, third.
That's yours.
This is our friend Mary's. This green curly locks, that's mine.
This is yours.
This is mine, honorable mention. This is Mom's, also done on the continuous strand loom. She won fourth for this. This is for my sister. I love this one first. But this is my friend Mary's also. Isn't this amazing? I can't believe it got second. I think she should have won. And her boots. Yeah, amazing. This was the one that was hand spun garment. It got second place. And I'm like really honored that I beat this And I beat all of these items. I can't believe it. Beat sweaters. Nothing in this case is mine, but again, in this case, it's like, that's mine, that's mine, that's mine. This is mine, Steel Yard Pawpaws from Deep Dyed Yarns, the fiber. And then this is like a sunset type spiral novelty yarn. The blue is mine and the rainbow is mine. This here, the honorable mention, the alpaca and angora is mine. And that's everything that's in the case, I think, but I did want to highlight this Best of Show spinning first place. This is stinging nettle fiber. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to try that. This is another just absolutely drop dead gorgeous quilt. I know. Look at this. Oh my gosh.
That's done on the machine.
Yeah, that's done on a machine. I don't know if it's done on a long arm. I cannot imagine if it was done on a domestic machine. So I'm assuming it's a long arm. But oh my God, how amazing. How amazing. My baby socks. They want a blue ribbon. I'm so excited. And I don't think I have anything else. Oh, I have a hat in this case. It won second. And then Mom's hat is over here, right next to my glovies. And look at this first place brioche knitting. Oh my gosh. And then over here, this fourth place is mine. And that's yours. This is mine. Didn't win a prize, but who cares? These are my socks. I really thought they would win, but clearly the winner has beads, so that is technical. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. My baby hat, and I have my big hat. Very cute. And I think that's everything.
They're so pretty.
That's over here. I know, everything is like so gorgeous. Think of all the hours and hours and hours that went into all of these.
Look at this little sweater for a child.
It was so beautiful. First place. So I'm like, I have some of these fabrics and they're just like so vivid. Oh my gosh. I specifically love this one with the batiks, the fall batiks. Oh my gosh. This style is just so spectacular. And the quilting really complements it. I like how they did like big quilting on this. My baby booties, and they went fourth. And look at this beautiful crochet cabinet. All the crochets over here. Just goodness, look at these. I know this quilt is similar to the other one. It's got the flying geese though. And it's just got one cabin, and I love how this cabin is. I don't know about that fabric choice, but beautiful. Mary Bauer, queen of the quilters. I love this one because it looks like it's bejeweled. Look at the heavy dots versus the light dots. Just look at the effect that creates. And this is the quilting technique Bargello, or the piecing technique Bargello. The Kentucky Heritage Quilt Society Mystery Quilt Pattern of the Year. Interesting.
A lot of people made that quilt.
A lot of people made this quilt. There's another example over here. I love this modern quilting style.
Looks like a UFO.
It kind of does. It's so cool though. And the quilting on it, interesting.
That one I think is the same
fabric
as that one I like so much.
Just in a different colorway. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
So many quilts.
And this one right here,
I love this
Mary
one.
Bauer.
Mary Bauer again. This wee one is mine. This is supposed to be the bear paws pattern, but it ended up looking more like fall leaves, and I'm okay with it. excited to just see it hanging up with all the others. It was really pretty to see like up close. I'm gonna see if you can zoom in and see like all the beads on it. Thunder Over Louisville is a Louisville thing. It is just a festival that we have during Derby. No, like I don't know, but wow, just wow. This is another of the Kentucky Heritage Quilt Society pattern. And this is a cathedral window quilt made by Mary Bauer. I just love this one. And the double wedding rings quilt. Very pretty. Last one we wanted to show was my itty bitty story quilt. And this had the center block that was my Mimi's block that she had made 30 years ago maybe, and it was in her things. And I finished it with some strawberry applique because applique was her signature technique. And so my little story is on there, and I'll post it in the description. That's all for the fair. Now we gotta go break it all down. To show my bag that I made, and it has the ear tag that says Strong Kentucky Women from Kentucky Sheep and Goat Association. Okay, so this might just look like a big huge mess, but this is these are all of my entries from the Kentucky State Fair. I have my blue ribbons, my honorable mentions, 3rd place, 4th place, and my 2nd place. And then I have all the things that didn't get any ribbons, but still I was so happy to have entered them in the fair and happy that they were displayed and that people loved them, because we have one painting that may have a partial sale. We may be selling it. That would be awesome. This is my mascot, Possum. But yeah, I just wanted to go through all my different wins with you guys and show you what all we won. All right, so I'm just gonna sit right down here and talk to you guys. Let me see. There we go. Then you can see my face a little bit better. So I just got back from picking up my things with Mama from the fair, and we got all of our items. It's give back day, and so we picked up all of our ribbons, except for the 4th place. They didn't have any 4th place, and they were like, well, we'll mail them, but I don't think they will, so I'll just know that I have the little sticker ribbon for those. It's fine, it's fine. But I did make away with 2 blue ribbons that I won. I won a blue ribbon for my baby socks, and these just took a morning to make, so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to make some more and maybe sell them, because these could be really fun. They're very cute, so I love them. And I'm very proud of my blue ribbon. And then I did win another blue ribbon. This is for a hand-spun, hand-knitted hat. So I spun the yarn from wool and made this. And I actually didn't read the critique, so you all will get to hear my critique right now as I read it. Oh, no comments. I got a 10 for general appearance, 10 for twist, amount, and evenness, 10 for appropriate fiber, 9 consistency in spinning, 9 consistency in plying, 10 for consistent diameter, and 10 for hand, whatever that is. I'm thinking like feel. So that's one of the things that I kept getting a lot of comments for was consistency. That was like my big comment for all the things. But this is 60% merino, 40% fire star, which is just a type of plastic. Yeah, so I love this. It's really fun to wear. I'm so proud of it. And then I did win a second place, which was for this hat. This was my birthday hat this year. I knit this in February, and I love it. This pattern is the Hat for Joy pattern, which I have a video of completing on my YouTube, and get a nice second place ribbon. I love how it says the Commonwealth of Kentucky. United we stand, divided we fall. Kentucky State Fair 2023. Very cute. And then I'll go through my third places. This one is art yarn. It got an 80 out of 90. It's hard, but the slubs need to be more consistent. I don't really know. Oh, I think I know how that applies. Yeah, I think I can work on that. So this is my sunset colored Rolog spin. Then I applied it with some orange Rambouillet and some gold sari silk. This was a weaving that I did. I used the Vera Felder technique that Jillian Eve talks about in some of her videos, and I thought it turned out really well. It's a scarf. I didn't get any comments on it, but it got a 54 out of 100, but it still got a third place. So I don't know. Do you think this is a cute scarf? Yes or no? Maybe selling it. So very fun, very fun. I'll go ahead and undo this, and I know I shouldn't be doing this while I'm on the video, but I'm just gonna do that one. A lot of my spinning got third place. This is another one. This was my bamboo and sari silk yarn, and I don't think they read that because they were like, bamboo is hard, but I know it's hard with sari silk, but this could have been more consistent. I think it was a problem with my blending, but yeah, I think it can be more consistent. That I agree with. And then the last third was this art yarn that I did. I absolutely love it. I love it so much. I need to work on my slubs. At least some twist. I don't know what that means. At least add some twist, maybe. I don't know. Anyhow, those are my thirds. And then I'll go through my fourths. I didn't get ribbons for any of the fourths. I already explained that. Okay, this was my spinning. I got an 81 out of 90 for this rose fiber. Very nice. This was probably my favorite yarn that I did for I think this one looked the best of all the yarns that I entered in the fair. So very proud of that. Yay. My baby hat won fourth. This one goes with a big hat, which got an honorable mention, so I'll show it in a second. But I'll save that one to go next to it. Some little fingerless gloves. Nice. And some more fingerless gloves. Aren't they cute? And then another pair of baby booties. I did the same pattern last year, but that's the magic of the state fair. Enter it again. If it doesn't win a blue ribbon, you can enter it again. Possum, what are you doing? What are you doing, bud? What are you doing? Don't show your booty. And then the last, fourth, was this fiber. Bub. This fiber. This is Wensleydale. And I dyed it. And it says, basically, out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, out of 50, I got a 46 for this. So I feel like I should have gotten a better ribbon, but whatever. Consistency in dyeing and blending, I could have done a little bit better with. But I think that was like on purpose. So I don't really know how they tell that that's on purpose, but it was. My honorable mentions. This one, I still need to work on consistency. Nice colors. I love the colors on this one. These are my favorite colors ever. And my friend dyed this. Deep Dyed Yarns is her company. She dyed the fiber and then I spun it up. Here's the other hat that goes with the baby hat. Aren't they so cute? This is the Hat for Joy pattern, and then this is a pattern that I made. So, honorable mention. My weavings did not do well because I'm not a weaver. I don't have much weaving education. Maybe I should go to my mom and ask her for more weaving education because she's a good weaver. But this was a table runner, and it said that my yarns that I used for the placemats were inappropriate. It was the same ones I used for the table runner. I thought that was fine. I'm still gonna use it. And then it said on the other scarf that I did that was Verifelder technique, nice idea, more of a wall hanging than a scarf, not enough drape. You need to hem, stitch, or something to hold yarn in place at beginning and end of weaving. So I understand that. I wonder if drape means just like, I don't know, is this kind of more like a stole? Or does it refer to like how stiff the fabric is? Because it's actually kind of stiff. But I love this as a scarf. I think it's very cute. And I spun some of the yarn. And then these are just lovely locks. So that's very fun. Climb track. And then this is the last one. This is also definitely a favorite item that I spun. This is Angora from my bunnies that I had, and alpaca from my cousin's alpacas, and she sent me the wool. And I'm so happy to report that it got an honorable mention, and actually we can read the notes on it. I bet the blending is going to be... Oh, it doesn't say. I got a 79 out of 90. No notes. 8 on general appearance. 8 on twist amount and evenness. 8 on consistency. 9 on hand. I think it should be a 10 on hand. But who knows what that means. Somebody told me that Angora made alpaca feel coarse. I don't know. I'm going to have to mix it with, or blend it with a different wool. But yay, that's all of my ribbons. I don't know how many ribbons that is. I'm going to have to count. And then I do have some others here that also went into the fair. This is my Strong Kentucky Women ear tag duffel bag. that I made and I quilted. This is a lace scarf that will not block, and I got that comment. It said, "This needs to be blocked." And I said, I tried. And this quilt is my story quilt. And I will post the story in the description. But if you wanted me to read it, I will read it at the very end of this video. And you can skip that if you don't want to hear it. This is a crocheted witch's hat. My hair might be awful, but cute. These socks, I really thought were going to win a blue ribbon because look how complex that is. But they didn't win anything. There were a lot of socks entered. I did this pillowcase, embroidered, and I also sewed the fabric together. Pretty fabric, huh? Fold that. A pot holder. I didn't know there were supposed to be two. It says, does not meet qualification for this category. Must have pair. Tea towels. No comment. Placemats. No comment. Those are my fantasy chickens. Not everybody loves my fantasy chickens. And then this is my wall hanging quilt. And you can see up close the pebbling. Those little pebbles that I did. I love that. Yeah. So those are almost all of my things. I did this eco-printed scarf that I did in a class. And then I did those two paintings that I showed. I also did a stained glass, which I'll show at the end of the video. And I did a little rosemary and lavender broom that I made for folk art. Very cool. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching my state fair videos. It's been a joy to share this process with you. Blessings. This is the little rosemary broom, rosemary and lavender broom that I made. This is my stained glass that I made. I framed it and I put this Wendell poem in there. We all got those for our graduation presents, and everybody was like, oh, what are you going to do with yours? What are you going to do with yours? And I chose to do this 2 years later. All right. 20 years after my grandma Mimi, Gloria Gramig, became an angel quiltress in heaven, I began my quilting journey. Of all 28 of my cousins, I was the only grandchild that took up quilting and sewing. My Mimi was a big seamstress, making lots of clothing for all 10 of her kids, and after she learned quilting, quilts for every member of our family. Mimi was a member of the Louisville Nimble Thimbles in the 1980s and 90s, and would even teach some classes. As I got further along and more skilled in my quilting journey, our family matriarch, my Aunt Teresa, began passing down my Mimi's sewing things to me. Last Thanksgiving, she gave me a Lowe's yard bag filled with quilting hoops and some other treasures your Mimi had saved for you. There were rulers, cutting mats, notes, paper handouts from her tutorial classes, and some unfinished quilt blocks in her quintessential applique with red flowers. She had been inspired by my great-grandmother, Leela Gramig, and a quilt she had done in red flowers, and it became kind of a family tradition. For my remembrance quilt, I used one of these unfinished quilt blocks, some of her old fabric, and her Bernina 1030 to finish her block into a wall hanging, her favorite type of quilt. Our family was always a gardening family, so to show my own style inspired by my Mimi's style, I created applique strawberries. This quilt isn't technically perfect by any means, but it represents a relationship I never thought I would get to have with my Mimi. She passed when I was 2, so I am only just getting to know her now through quilting, and I feel her guiding me into my own style and also as a family historian, preserving her work and legacy.
What the?